Hello, my name's Barry. Welcome to Christianity Explained. I guess you can call this the evening edition. I had two basic purposes for this, and one wanted to get an idea how well an evening stream at 6 would work because I'm doing a video in the afternoon, and these talk shows are a lot more fun if I have an actual audience. That's one. Two, because this I designated open mic, I'll put in a link, and depending on who it is, I'll let in. Now, for any new person, hey, welcome aboard. For any new person, just so you know, I actually put three types of show: a weekly book review, which you'll see Monday, a Bible study on Friday, and I was doing a CE talk show like this on Wednesday, but I think I should really do this Saturday evening, uh, simply because it seemed to be the better time than trying to put in. All right, now let's move on to the actual topic. Yes, I was talk. I did say bully pulpit in the thumbnail, and yes, I was alluding to guys like Mark Driscoll. All right, unlike your typical exposed channel, uh, uh, I am more interested in talking to you about why are so many people drawn to guys like this, and I think there are some reasons for it, and it's not so much that they're deceived; it's because they're looking for something, and they think, oh, maybe Mark will give me what I need, which is usually an example of a strong male leader, somebody who's going to be no nonsense and tell you that you're screwed up for some reason. And yes, but this thing didn't happen overnight. No, this has actually been going on for quite some time. What do I mean? Well, there have been, uh, well, let me give you the point of reference. Last year or so, I reviewed a book about why men hate going to church. Uh, and this was a Presbyterian, a conservative Presbyterian pastor who wrote uh, some very important, interesting uh, insights. Namely, that there was a lot of feminizing of the church. When after so many men went off to fight in World War II, he said there was a it began the slow feminizing. Like, okay, we need to appeal to what it seems like somebody in the church world decided to listen to marketing and not understanding. Marketing is interested in drawing audience. They're not looking to help you disciple. No, they look at, ooh, what what's gonna help, even the well-meaning, and that was part of it. Hmm. What do you think it was just the some feminist movement. Not really. That's only more part of it. That came a little later. And what happened? Well, when people started, when the men came back, they slowly started seeing like a fading away with some kind of effect. And unfortunately, the culture amped up after the 60s. And you and men started hearing messages that says, "Ooh, don't want you," and that, which is not good because church needs both men and women, father and mother. Yes, it's good that my mom, who was the primary person for it, had an interest, but you kind of need the dad to show a serious interest in church too, and seeing you develop an interest in religion. Hmm. My dad used to thought, oh, yeah, I'll just somehow osmose. I mentioned it to a nun a long time ago. She said, no, actually, your parents are responsible in that. And without the father's influence, it actually becomes harder. Mm. And that was a nun. Last time I checked, nuns were women. Hmm. So I think they might know something. And unfortunately, this, and I've noticed that there was like somehow the message was, oh, you have to be gentle in a way that made no sense. I mean, yes, be gentle in how I approach, but not gentle in the sense uh, I'm coddle, but gentle but firm. In other words, saying, hey, know what you're doing is not good. It is going to cause problem. Be firm, but not the kind of firm where you're gonna ram where somebody thinks you're gonna ram their head through a wall. Okay, that was me back in my younger days. I was the guy who would say, "If you keep that up, you're I'm." That was me a long time ago, and I can tell you, it didn't work. But I do know that coddling, like, oh, couldn't it would not have worked either. Hmm. And it seems like, from what I'm hearing and seeing, that the appeal has to do with 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 when it comes to Mark, is that he's very direct. He tells you uh, what he thinks you need to hear, whether you like it or not, and he doesn't give what you think. And unfortunately, he's also selective. Yeah, I'm referring to the fact that he was okay with the monster cart truck and all these other things at a church Christian for men convention. I don't think so. uh, but that is what's going on. Greg Locke, oh boy. Uh, I hate to break it to anybody who might have thought he was belittling Christian to some. No, doesn't give a crap about them. No, Greg Locke was always political. He would go after what he called the woke left. He would go after anything he feel didn't line up with his understanding. And he sees the left or anybody else as, ooh, yeah. And since a lot of evangelical, waiting, or conservative, guess what? They're going to say, ooh, yeah, yeah. stand up. Now, I'm for men who do stand up to the kind of bullying. Great. It's kind of refreshing to see that. It's refreshing to see someone else stand up and say that you are acting. But unfortunately, uh, we in the church tend to be timid or afraid when we shouldn't. I'm not saying we should act like two-bit thugs, all right? No, but we shouldn't be afraid to stand up because we're told to be bold and courageous and to confront where it's needed. And let's not pretend that Jesus was all meek and mild. Yeah, he was meek, all right, but he wasn't mild. He did confront the Pharisees. Uh, when was the last time you read Matthew 23? You brood of vipers! How can you say? And he would pronounce, uh, that doesn't sound like, no. And that's the other, and that's the problem. Again, I'm not saying we should beat people up. But sometimes we have to be firm. And, and that's kind of what's going on. And I'm seeing it. Hmm. Since I got somebody poking in the background, here. Okay. I just posted an invite link. And depending on who you are, I can let you in. Now, why am I able to do that now? Well, when I stream on in the studio, Restream studio, I can bring in a guest. Hmm. Uh, which may or may not work. However, I may find out that not necessary. Okay. What? All right. Oh, would you like to join me, my dear Randy? You can now. I'm in the studio. I thought you. Uh, but see, that's the thing. And and I'm just trying to just keep an eye out to see if my friend will take the bait and come in. Oh, good grief. Randy, how was the hayride? Hmm. Uh, oh, that's right. You should have gone. Now let's keep moving. Now, in case somebody think of no, but we do need to take an honest look at why. And in fact, I actually read Julie Roy's article on the on Mark's performance at that men, so-called men's counseling, which, and I do mean so-called. I wouldn't call it anything. Gee, it took a disgraced bully to stand up. That's unfortunate. Now, Mark also said something else which kind of caught my attention. He made the claim that God was bypassing the pulpit to share the gospel. He was calling pastors cowards because they weren't doing what he supposed. Uh, no, I think there are a lot of pastors who are showing a lot of courage and doing what has to be done. Truth is, not everyone has the ability or the platform to speak out like he does. Okay? Not all pastors have that. They're not wired that way. Otherwise, there would be tons of YouTube videos of pastors saying whatever. Not easy. and, and if you're talking about the charismatic side, yeah, a lot of them are going to be intimidated because nobody wants to look like a fool. And they probably heard all about the Reddit, not realize that there's all over the place. Not all of us are wired like hmm, Chris Robo or Justin and things like that, or have the ability or something to share or whatever have you. And by the way, just because someone isn't, oh wait, I know somebody, Mike Winger. Did you know that he actually is a very quiet type of person? Yeah. He is not somebody who's going to be in your face, bold. Okay. He's not somebody who's going to come at you in a normal sense. No, that's not his. That's not his personality. He is quiet and he is gentle and desires to do what he feels is right. And it takes a lot of courage to do. Uh, oh, no, I'm not on Zoom. If you click on the link I just gave you, look in the chat. Oh boy. Hold on. I gotta help my friend here. There you go. I just sent you another link. Oh, look at the link in your Facebook Messenger. Yeah. Well, if he is able to come on, you're going to see a gentleman who actually is very quiet, peaceful. Not necessarily the guy you're going to see going toe to toe with strong personality type, but yet he has a quiet strength that allows him. Uh, Here he comes. Mhm. Okay. Uh, there you go, Randy.
Thank you. Can you hear
Oh,
me?
yeah, I hear you fine. So
Great.
does everyone else. For those of you guys don't know, this is my friend Randy Johnson, who has been a big help in the past year or so in learning some of the streams and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
He's been a pastor for what, 40, 50 years?
43 years. Well,
Oh,
44 maybe.
yeah, and part of the Assembly of God. Very insightful, one heck of a teacher, and that, and all those other fun stuff.
Yep. Yeah, my hay riding picnic got canceled.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Now you're an hour ahead of me. It's 6:21 there,
Yep.
6:22. Well, after 6 mine time, which would be after 7 your time, they're predicting thunderstorms.
Oh no.
Yeah, and possibly hail.
Oh boy.
So the pastor, I guess, spread it on the prayer chain for the church that they had to reschedule, except that I'm not on the prayer chain. So I drove all the way out there and actually drove by his house, and nobody was there, but I thought I had the wrong address, but they'd actually rescheduled. So
Oh
here
boy.
I am.
Uh-oh. And tomorrow Sunday, you're probably gonna be seeing that pastor.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Well,
I'll be there tomorrow for Sunday school.
oh, oh wait, are you teaching?
Yeah, I teach every week.
Good.
Yep. So yeah, I helped down at the bottom here on my side. It says I'm a friend, so I'm identified as friend. That's
Oh,
that's how I'm identifying today.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what you talking about? What's going
Well,
on?
I the bully pulpit.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
Hey, I've got my speakers all the way up to 100, and I'm having trouble hearing you. I don't know if it's
Are you
on your
here?
side or mine.
I don't know.
Now it just got a little louder just now, so I don't know.
Well, do you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
that's a lot better. So anyway,
Oh, okay. I guess this thing does need to be real close to my mouth, maybe.
yeah, they say that a lot of people get scared of a microphone. I think you and me are probably far enough along that we're not scared of the microphones anymore. You know?
Mm. I was never scared of a microphone.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
No. My old pastor used to be afraid of me being on the microphone because he never knew what might come out of my mouth.
Uh-oh. Oh, we got to watch that, I guess.
No, not it wasn't foul language or anything like that. No. It
Yeah.
it was more in the fact that I didn't exactly hold the line of, "Oh, I want glory." I wasn't. That was not me, and I wasn't going to go along with that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, but here's the thing: I didn't have to be aggressive about it. I didn't have to bully anybody or uh, try and intimidate at all. I
Right.
just had to be firm and gentle, which is perfectly okay. But I was making the point earlier that it might be that part of the reason some people are attracted is because they're seeing a strong male and they're used to thinking pastors as quiet, not very assertive, and that. And I'm like, um, I don't know what past who they looked at, but some of the pastors I knew were not quite. Uh, they were gentle, yes, but they were not uh, bullies, and they weren't uh, wimps.
Right. Yeah, I think there's a delicate balance there, and a lot of it has to do, like you said,
Yep.
with what your background is.
Hmm.
You know, um, I mean, you can go from one extreme to the other.
That's right.
I've heard now. I've never really been around the Roman Catholic Church
Hmm.
so much, or their priests. I do remember when I was a student in college,
Hmm.
uh, there was a Roman Catholic center on the campus, and my wife went to their meetings. And then I went a couple times, and we met a priest there. His name was Father Chris, I believe. If I have my memory correct, I may be wrong on that. But anyway, he was a nice guy. I mean, he was friendly. He wasn't real stern. But then I think you've got the other side of the coin. You got the stereotype
Oh
of
yeah.
the strict priests and the strict nuns,
Yep.
and you'll have the comedies with the comedians that maybe went to Catholic school when they were young, and the nuns slapping them with rulers on their hands,
Yes, I heard about that.
that sort of thing. So I don't know. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Moses when he struck the
Whoa.
rock instead of speaking to the rock. And it was the second time God had told him to do it. He did it right the first time. They were complaining about not having any water, and they were in the desert, and we want water. And so our God tells Moses, go speak to the rock, the water will come out. So he did that, and that turned out to be a positive thing, a good thing. But then later, they irritated him so much that when God told him to go speak to the rock again, one translation says this, Moses said, shall we bring water out of this rock for you rebels?
Actually, actually, it the first time God told him to strike the rock with
Okay,
the
oh yeah,
staff.
I got that backwards. All
Yeah,
right.
and later he said, "Go speak to the rock."
Right, right,
Right.
okay.
Yeah,
But he got
but you
frustrated
had the
by the
right
people.
idea. He was so frustrated, like, ah, and he ended up doing what God didn't tell him to do, and that's
Yeah,
why.
and it cost him.
Hmm?
It cost him.
Yeah, it did.
He wasn't able to enter the promised land.
Nope.
He died on Mount Nebo. He was able to look out over the horizon and see into the promised land from a distance, but he didn't actually get to enter into it himself because he wasn't obedient
Uh,
to God.
Not at that point in time, but later. Don't forget, he appeared on the Mount of Transfiguration
Right, but I
later.
mean, we're talking about literal physical Earth.
Yeah.
I mean when he appeared on well, yeah, I see your point.
Hmm.
The mountain was in the promised land, so I guess in that sense he got to come and visit.
Yeah, and you
But he
also enter into the kingdom of heaven after that too.
right.
That's, mhm,
So,
yeah.
but I mean, it's frustrating. I've felt frustrated. I felt frustrated today because all over the nation today they had the No Kings rally, and
Oh.
you can talk about that on several different levels. But the thing that has been frustrating me is that there seems to be so many things coming from so many different directions
Mm,
on so many different topics that it's hard to get a handle on all of it
mm,
and to wrap your mind around all of it and address all the issues.
Mm.
And, there's the political side of it. And then there's the spiritual side of it.
Oh yeah.
And trying to get, well, what does scripture really support? What form of government? How much control? How much authority? How much obedience? And, I understand on a political aspect of it that no, we don't have a king in America. We have a different form of government than a monarchy. But on the other hand, some people have been pointing out, I've been reading it today, that we do have a king.
Yeah,
We have a
king.
king.
His name is Jesus.
Exactly. His name is Jesus. And so we can say no kings in the human political realm, maybe, but that doesn't change the fact that Jesus is a king.
Mm.
And he is the descendant of David. He has been put on the throne of David by the Heavenly Father, and he rules over heaven and earth in the hearts and lives of his people. Okay? So, we do have a king.
Mm.
And, we can't force our faith on other people,
No.
but we can be faithful to live it ourselves. And I think a lot of times when we can't get other people to agree with us, just like Moses got frustrated with the people complaining about the water, we can get frustrated with the opinions and attitudes and positions of other people.
Mm.
And then instead of us responding with grace and mercy and kindness and love and compassion and all of that, we're kind of like Moses. We want to strike the rock and bend the people to our will in the name of God, even instead of allowing the Holy Spirit. Because when I just first came on and I heard you were talking about the Holy Spirit and the way He deals with us.
No, I wasn't.
Who are you saying was gentle? Or were you talking about pastors that you knew or something?
I was talking about pastors I've known.
Okay, good. Well, that goes right along with it. The fruit.
What I'm talking about is this. I start off with the explanation that a lot of people is that who are drawn to guys like Mark Driscoll is because they're looking for somebody to stand boldly to do things. And by the way, I actually saw the original that Mark actually put on his YouTube channel, and I watched the original "How Dare You" sermon.
Oh, okay.
And I actually saw what happened, the whole thing. Plus, I also took the time to read the comment section in there. And you had some women who were there, and they said they actually appreciated what Mark did.
Really?
They had some serious problem with the men in their life at that time.
Okay.
Because they were acting badly. And they desperately needed somebody to basically put a foot up their wheel and be firm and tell them what they needed to hear.
Right.
Now they
Right.
may not have been thrilled in the how, but they recognize somebody needs to pound some sense, be firm with these guys,
Right.
be overly gentle with them.
Yeah. And I mean, even in the sports world,
Yeah.
when you have a coach, I mean, how many times do you see coaches that are wimpy? Most.
I don't. I never did. And that was in my high school days.
Right. Right. I used to get frustrated with Bobby Knight. I don't know if you recognize
I recognize the name, and
the name.
I'm gonna guess very cantankerous gentleman.
Yes, he was. In fact, there was some country you couldn't even go there because they would have arrested him as soon as he landed. But I mean, he was pretty tough. And there's other coaches that have been tough. And in a lot of ways, a lot of the complaints that people are having nowadays about our nation is that we've sort of lost that toughness. And
Mm.
there is a line between being tough and being abusive.
That
There,
that's the problem.
yeah,
Yeah, 'cause I understand wanting somebody with strength, and that's part of the problem. A lot of conservatives they love somebody like Trump who's being tough and everything, but they don't
right.
understand that while he has a job to bring about justice and that uh, they don't understand there is a difference between being tough and being a bully or
That's
being
right.
coming that way. And there is a false need to lean on somebody like that when in reality, some of the stuff that's being talked about needs to be done in the church. Because
Right.
church,
Hey, give me just a minute, Barry. My wife called me. I got to, she doesn't know I'm on with you. So
okay,
I'm going to let her know and I'll be right back.
all right, go for it. I'll come back with this. Mm, all right. When he comes back, I'll switch over so he can be part. Hmm, let me check some folks. Mm, okay. Oh, hi. Ah, there you are.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get going here. Dinner's ready. My wife says I want to eat warm food and I need to,
Okay,
I
then
need
you
to get
better
off
get
of here.
going.
But I was surprised that I was able to make it back because I knew you were planning on this stream,
Yeah.
but I just thought I'd hop on and say hi. But
Thanks.
that's something to really consider. Where is the line
Yes.
between having authority and being under authority
Mm-hmm.
and being abusive? And I
Yeah.
think if we can help people define the difference and detect the difference,
Yeah.
we'll be serving them very well.
And that's
Um,
the whole point of these talk shows I'm trying to do because oh that I better let you go because I don't want Linda getting upset like
well, let me say one more thing, and I'll get off of here. The man that Jesus identified
yes,
as having the greatest faith of anyone he had
the
met.
Roman centurion.
And what did the Roman centurion say?
He just said, "Speak the word, for I am not worthy to have you come. I also, but I am also. I see that you are under authority because I am also a man of under authority. But
Exactly.
told you to do this, he'll do that. But so he'll do that, and he knows that Jesus. All he has to do is speak the word, and it gets done.
That's right.
Hmm.
So there is a balance
Yeah,
um, between
and
authoritarianism and knowing how to be under authority.
right, and I want to continue on, but I don't. There's an old saying: "Happy wife, happy life."
Exactly. All right. God bless you, Bear. Talk to you
God
later.
bless you too. Oh God! Now what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, before the happy wife, happy life is this: that soldier knows that uh, he didn't have to always yell to get his his men or his other servants to do things. Just tell them if, when you're under when you have know you have authority and, and that and you have others who you need to respond. You can just tell them, hey, I need you to go do. If they see you have authority, great, they'll listen. And that. But also, you don't want to cross the line and be abusive, because that will result in trouble in the long run. And I think that's part of the problem in these guys who are so strong because they want that strong leader, but don't realize, no. Mm. Oh boy. Okay. Please, guys, let me know. Uh, I know there are a couple people still in the peanut gallery back there. Huh. Like, I know at this point in time, I know who it's not going to be. And if it's Gary, I'm going to really be surprised. He's supposed to have a stream starting at 7. Oh, well. Guys, what I'd like to know is if this at 6 o'clock time, uh, know what I'm thinking that that's what we would do, because it works out a lot better for me because I can focus a lot more and also give me time, better time to prepare. And oh, I see I got somebody else showing up. Hmm. Ah, so let me see. Am I okay? Well, well, well. I'd love to know who some of you guys are. I'm glad to see some extra people showing up at this time. You know, I don't know what your schedules are, folks, but if it's the type where 7 o'clock, I'm on the East Coast, New Jersey time. It's not a problem for me to move because in order for something like this to be effective, I need to figure out what time people are able to come and talk about these type of topics. Hmm. Yeah. In case you don't know, I do have uh, yeah, I have basically 3 shows, and I think I'm going to, yeah. I'm just thinking for a sec, folks. But please feel free to leave something in the chat. Ugh. Wait, they run off. All right. Let me think. No, wait. Yeah. Oh, hello. Thanks for poking your head, coming in. Oh, now I'm trying to discern what to continue with. Yeah. And I started off talking about the pop, why met some people are drawn to a certain personality because they're looking for strong. But unfortunately, it's a little misdirected, and they have some preconceived ideas. And when the church leadership aren't doing what they want, it's kind of like, ugh. And I think part of the problem is we're looking to our pastors to uh, rep- to represent what it means, because the pastors are all supposed to be men, what it means to be masculine in a Christian sense. And some people feel a little disappointed. The reason I didn't get this is because I didn't know what to expect. And besides, a lot of times I was actually wrapped up with my own problem. Good. Hey, let me know if you're hearing me all right. Mm. Yeah. And yes, for the record, I am well aware that Mark Driscoll is disqualified because of all the shenanigans of what he has done. I'm not disagreeing. I am not thrilled with him making a full claim. Saying, no, but it is a wake up call for for the church pulpit to wake up to the need to share the gospel, to teach the thing that needs to be said, and to do the thing that needs to be done. It's not easy, yes, but it's not. But the church pulpit is not supposed to be turned into something political. Now, if a pastor wants to do that, there's something called podcast. There are solutions. Hmm. And here's the other problem with uh, what Mark was doing, and that's this: not everybody is into politics. Okay, I studied politics back in college a long time ago. I had kind of a general interest, but I'm not heavily into it like some friends, some guys I know on Facebook who are more political than I am. and if I was, I'd be going into political channels and stuff like that. Instead, I talk about church culture and stuff like that. Hmm. Yeah. And I would love to get some people thinking about, like, okay, what's wrong, and let's fix the problem. So that way, men aren't so people aren't so feeling like, oh God, I need this. Hmm. Let's get some conversation going about this, and not just expose this person. Let me expose that. I'm thankful for ministries like Justin Peters or the Love Agenda, all that, to say, hey, here's the problem. Look at this. But wait a minute, that's only a part of the that's only part of the solution. we need to address the issue in other areas too, and not just say, gee, and that's kind of what this is about. Hmm. All right. I'm pretty much at the 50-minute mark, and I know everybody's poking their head in for a minute. I don't know who you are, my friend, but I appreciate you staying as long as you did. And I think it is about time for me to end. Uh, but guys, if you happen to watch this, please let me know uh, if the evening stream worked better, because I'm seriously thinking of just doing one talk stream, because I can do evening easily on Saturday. Uh, I'm rethinking doing bondage breaker because I don't know. And yes, I'll be continuing on with Corinthian. It gets more interesting the further we go. All right. Hey, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Now, just keep in mind, uh, I'm very likely going to use OBS to stream up with, but I need to get this the size growing so I could eventually tell Restream, okay, time to upgrade. Yeah. Uh, the yeah, the cost of that is almost twice what I'm paying now, $16 a month for the annual plan. All right. Hey, want to thank you. Please, if this content is helpful, please like, share, and please subscribe. That will help the channel to grow and tell the algorithm, hey, here, here's an alternative thing, not all exposed. I'm not knocking the exposed, but we can't be always doing that. All right. Hope you have a blessed day and see ya when I see ya. Hold on.